Let me just switch my view. One second. Just need to. Okay, let's go. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yep, you're good, Shiggy. Let's get started. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everybody. So my session today. Well, first, thanks for inviting me here to the PureView and Defender Days. Yeah, and I guess you already know about that. This day has some exciting prizes to win. Yeah, so I hope you will participate in that raffle. Yeah, this is session 6 now. We talk about Defender for Office 365, and I wanted to provide you a tools deep dive. So we dive into the tools that are offered by Microsoft Defender for Office 365, and I give you some examples, how to use them, how I use them in practical applications. Yeah. My name is Siegfried Jagott. I'm from Germany, as you hear. Yeah. So for me right now it's like 8:45 in the morning, which is awesome on a Saturday. Yeah, I'm the CEO of Intellity, a Microsoft consulting company. So we consult enterprises in the area of Microsoft 365, and of course this covers Microsoft Defender. Yeah, I'm a Microsoft 365 MVP. I'm coming from Exchange, so I've been a 25-year veteran in Microsoft Exchange. I saw Active Directory arising. I saw the cloud arising back in 2010. Yeah, of course, after email, my baby was moving to Microsoft 365. And as Defender is also a big part of email anti-phishing, anti-malware, of course, I moved into that. Yeah. Uh, for my day-to-day business, I normally do consult for enterprises. So we move basically from Active Directory to Microsoft 365, or we work on carve-outs, carve-ins, so tenant-to-tenant migrations in these areas. Yeah, you have my LinkedIn profile here. If you want to connect with me, feel free. Yeah, I'm available on Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, that's about me. So let's basically start into the session. The session will briefly talk about Defender for Office 365, just to set the basics. Yeah, and then we talk about the tools that are available in Defender for 365. We talk about message trace versus threat explorer. We talk about advanced hunting, of course. Yeah, and I hope I show you some exciting stuff in here that you hopefully do not know. So let's start. So the Microsoft Office 365 Security Suite includes basically what has to be known Exchange Online Protection, EOP, and what's called now Microsoft Defender for Office 365, which is the complete suite. Yeah, and if you divide it up, you see that EOP is basically your email protection, your basic protection. That used to be EOP, and Defender with two flavors, MDOP1 and P2. These are licensed flavors. Extend the protection part, so the basic part that protects your environment from malware, from harmful software, from phishing mails and everything, into a suite that can also detect, investigate, and respond to threats in your environment. Yeah, and I'm talking about all sorts of threats. Yeah, so this is really like the file that is given to you by USB key and enters your environment and tries to hack it. Yeah, and we know all this is a big problem in the industry right now. Yeah, so protect is the basic that you get with any kind of licenses. And if you want to do more, like MBOP1, you need an advanced license, of course. So the detect, investigate, and response. But let's have a look. So the basic features that are available to anybody in Microsoft 365 are the EOP features. So that's, for example, spam protection, phishing protection, malware protection, bulk mail detection. Yeah. It's also spoof intelligence or your admin quarantine. Yeah, it allows you also to configure, for example, URLs and files. Yeah, or and includes, for example, message trace and zero-hour auto purge. Yeah, zero-hour auto purge is a feature basically where when an email has entered your system and is and the attachments are detected. And it's delivered to your email mailbox, but the attachment is, for example, a zero-day attack attachment, and after a certain period, it's scanned or it's defined as a malware. Then Microsoft Exchange Online Protection can go to your users' mailboxes and remove these harmful attachments. That's zero our auto purge. Yeah. And of course, you can define allow and block lists in your tenant. So this is a overview of how the filtering, especially in email, but also in other applications like Teams work. Yeah. So edge protection is called all the protection mechanism that are defined at the edge. So when the data enters the system. So here we talk about network throttling, IP reputation, yeah, domain reputation. We talk about directory-based edge filtering, which is basically a mechanism where only emails are allowed to enter the system when the email address is found in your Microsoft 365 directory. If not, it's basically discarded. Yeah, we have backscatter detection, and we have, of course, enhanced filtering for on-prem routing. That's for on-prem Exchange routing. Yeah, but you see, so the edge protection is the DDoS, the denial on service attacks, and so the cloud provides you with a big um, filter here, and you don't need to take care of this anymore. Previously, when you had, for example, servers, yeah, doing this, you had to make sure that the power was enough. Yeah, with the cloud, of course, and Microsoft 365, edge protection is just there. You don't need to take care. Then we go into center intelligence. So this is the intelligence by Defender for Office 365 that shows or that investigates the senders. Yeah, for example, yeah, we have DMARC, DKIM, SPF, and ARC, yeah, as features. Yeah, but we also have bulk filtering. Bulk filtering detects when a sender sends bulk mails to your environment. So that basically means he's sending to a lot of recipients. Yeah, and most probably this is of course advertising mails or spam mails or any kind of mails. Well, the definition of spam is of course widespread. Yeah. Um, so we have mailbox intelligence, which considers inside the mailbox. Yeah, we have the feature of mailbox intelligence impersonation, which looks at the at the sender if there is, for example, a character which looks similar, like a O and a zero. And of course, if a domain name has something like this, like a O and a zero, it might be spoofing. Yeah, so the sender might be spoofing some of your email addresses to track your users. Yeah, and of course, we come to the big thing of content filtering. So content filtering after center intelligence is looking at the content of the messages or at the body of the mail or at data. So like your files that enter your systems. Yeah. So here you can have, for example, of course you have AV engines, antivirus engines that scan the email. Yeah, that make sure that the emails or the attachments do not contain any harmful code. Yeah, you can use type blocking, which blocks certain types of extensions to enter your system. Yeah, and you have all sorts of features like a tenant allow and block lists, content heuristics, yeah, and advanced features like safe attachments or URL detonation and link content detonation. Yeah, so these are advanced features to allow you to, for example, define safe attachments so they are basically scanned and in a detonation area tested. Yeah, and you also have safe links. Safe links basically is the feature where all links that enter your system are replaced by a safe link. So when the user clicks, for example, an email with a link that is harmful, the link was replaced and goes through a system, a database. And if the link at some point in time, of course, is considered harmful, then it will be blocked. And last, we have certain post-delivery protection. So post-delivery is when the email is already delivered to your environment. So that, for example, I mentioned already safe links. Yeah, we have Fish, zero-hour auto purge. Yeah, so zero-hour auto purchase, all the mechanisms that basically access your email mailbox after the email has been delivered and replace some things here for example, attachments. Yeah. And we have, of course, the OneDrive, SharePoint, or other Office clients that are part of the Microsoft Defender for Office 365 filtering. So that's, for example, Teams recently. So here's an overview of the two plans that are available. So the two plans in Microsoft Office 365 is Plan 1 and Plan 2. Plan 1 includes safe attachments, for example, and safe links, which is a very useful feature, and I totally recommend this to all of my customers and my enterprises. In addition to EOP, that makes your system really safe. Yeah, safe attachments, safe links, and I mentioned what this is about. You also get anti-phishing protection for Defender. You get real-time detections, yeah, which is a feature that I will show in a minute. Yeah, and impersonation detection. So Defender Plan 2 is the advanced part that gives you the features to really dig very deeply into your environment. Yeah, it gives you not only Threat Explorer but only also advanced hunting. And advanced hunting is a query language that you can basically use to query your environment and to dig down as far as on a desktop. Yeah, and you can also investigate what desktops installed what software or what data. Yeah. So Plan 2 is really for the advanced people or the enterprises that really want to dig very deep, and you can use it to simulate attacks. Yeah, so you can use this to run attack simulations. But as I said, so let's take a look at my first demo. So my first demo should only set the stage. So I wanted to show you how to access the Microsoft Defender for 365. So basically you go in the admin center and you get the security icon. So the security icon takes you straight into the Microsoft Defender for 365 portal. So that portal is basically the central area of your security. Yeah, all the security settings are there. It's a little bit complicated at the beginning because you really have to get used to it. Yeah, and you see you have different areas in here. Yeah, and the areas are based on all the different products. Yeah, and here you see that I have quite a lot of products available. Yeah, so you have the common part, incidents, alert, hunting, and that's where advanced hunting is, and the general like learning hub and threat intelligence. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I hear there's somebody in the line. Can you mute yourself, please? Nice, thanks. So you have exposure management. Oh, hello. You have endpoints, and endpoint is basically considered to the endpoint like client protection. You have the identity areas. Can somebody mute?
Yeah, I got that, Siggy. Sorry about that. It's taken care of. You can proceed.
You're mute. We can hear you.
Siggy, you're on mute. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Good. Okay, so coming back, as I mentioned, the Defender portal is categorized according to the areas that you want to defend. Yeah. For example, the assets, the endpoints. Endpoints is your clients, identities. These are your user accounts. Email and collaboration. Here you find everything about email and Teams, for example, and your cloud apps. But as I just said, it's probably not the end. There will more areas show up in the Defender portal. So within email, for example, you have the different areas for configuring email-related settings and investigations. Here, I wanted to show you quickly the policies and rules. Yeah. So here you configure all your threat policies, for example, and the threat policies are the anti-phishing policy, anti-spam, anti-malware, everything that is related to that. You can analyze your current configuration using the preset security policies or the configuration analyzer. Yeah, and you have certain areas like the rules. Yeah, and something I wanted to outline here is the quarantine policies. Why? Because quarantine policies by default set your quarantine notification mail to 1 day. You can configure these settings here in global settings, which is a little bit hidden. And on the button, you can change your end user spam notification from daily to within 4 hours. And that's something I totally recommend. So your users get more quickly a notification when an email is sent to the quarantine. Yeah. So as you see, it's quite a complex area, the Microsoft Defender portal, but let's get used to the tools. So let me switch back to my session and continue. So let's take a look what Message Trace and Threat Explorer is about. So Message Trace basically is origined in the Exchange area, and it basically is the Exchange Message Trace. The Exchange Message Trace allows you to trace email messages, how they flow through your system. So where they did enter your environment and how they were, for example, progressed by certain senders, servers, and sent to a mailbox, for example, or progressed and then rerouted to a different system. The Threat Explorer in Microsoft 365 is a tool to investigate security operations. Yeah. So here you can also investigate emails, of course, but it's not based on email routing. It's based on how was this message scanned and how and what was found in the system with this email message or this whatever you're scanning. So here you see the Threat Explorer. The Threat Explorer comes in 2 flavors. So Threat Explorer is what you see when you do MDO Plan 2. Yeah, so that's the big plan. You have real-time detections when you have only MDO Plan 1. Yeah, when you so here you see the difference. It shows up as real-time detections in your environment and not as Explorer. However, it's the real-time detection is more the basic Threat Explorer, and Threat Explorer is the full-flavored tool. So when you have a look, so I compared these two. So when you have the real-time detections available, you get basic phishing information, but you don't have like the advanced information, like what you see here. You don't have the URL clicks or the campaigns available. Yeah, you only have malware phishing and content malware available in your Threat Explorer. Yeah, so let's have a look at that. Yeah, so first message trace. Yeah, message trace is in the you find message trace under email and collaboration, obviously, and here you have Exchange Message Trace. Previously, it used to be available in the Exchange Admin Center. Of course, it's still available in the Exchange Admin Center. Yeah, so this takes you to the message trace commandlet in the Exchange Admin Center, and you can start a trace. What's a trace? A trace is basically a search for within your email logging, yeah, your email trans.
I think CG, you are in mute. CG, we lost you again. You're on mute. If at all you're talking in mute, you might want to come out of mute.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good now.
Good now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking up a mail in the message trace. Yeah, so basically what you see here is you get the different steps of the mail, how it has been received and sent. Yeah, and you can investigate here, of course, mail-related routing things. The great advancement that Microsoft Defender for Office 365 brought us here is you can view this message in Explorer, and that's the Thread Explorer, or go to hunt this message. So we have the combination between the tools. So message trace is connected to, for example, Thread Explorer. So let's have a look at Thread Explorer then. So Thread Explorer is, as I mentioned, also it's in here and it says Explorer. So the Thread Explorer shows you any threads that were identified in your email environment. And you see this, this also shows a nice graphic over some time. Yeah. So you, for example, when you can go back as far as a month. Yeah. And have a look on what happened to your system. So this is my real time MVP system. So I receive my personal emails in here. And you see what mail have been delivered or blocked. Yeah, and then of course you can we can investigate here. We can say, okay, let's have a look on any email that has been blocked, for example. So we can do from the delivery. Yeah, delivery action. We say, can say original. So we can define rules here or the query. Yeah. So we can say, okay, what do we want? Detection technology. Wait. Oh, we are. I'm on the wrong. Sorry. Let's go back. So refresh. Send address as off. So recipient, sender, recipient. So it will off. I can, for example, say, okay, which only has been delivered to me. Yeah? Then I can say detection, delivery action. And here I have blocked. Yeah, collapse that. Okay. Yeah. So here I can say, okay, my second look is for deliver or deliver to chunk. And then I click refresh, and I can and I see the list of which of those emails have been blocked, for example, or delivered to spam. So when you go to the right-hand side, you see there's a bigger screen. You see the thread type, phishing or spam, yeah, and you see quarantine or junk mail folder. Yeah. So let's have a look at, for example, this email. So yes, so the second one. When I open it, it gives me a rough overview, and that's the great thing. It gives me a rough overview of what happened to that email. Why was this email considered spam? Yeah. So you see the original thread was spam. So it says, okay, it's spam and normal. Yeah. So it was sent to quarantine and blocked. Yeah. So on the upper part, you see some areas that are important for you to look at, and especially this area on the button is important to DMARC, DKIM, SPF, and composite authentication. So this is basically the DNS settings that prove that the sender is sending in or sending with a domain that is owned by the system. Yeah, and on the button you see certain the URLs of this email, and you also can identify, oh, this was spam. So if you want to look a little bit deeper, you open the email completely in the Threat Explorer, and that gives you the analysis as well. Yeah. So it gives you analysis areas. You see, you see the primary threats and any additional threats, for example. So here you can dig down. Is it spam, malware? What happened to it? Yeah. If you go down, you see the areas attachments. You see URLs. Yeah, and so you can define. So this email, for example, was based on the URLs sent as spam, sent to spam. So you see also the specific links that, and if the threat was detecting it as spam. Yeah. So the interesting area for email messages is also here on the right-hand side. So on the right-hand side, you have what is called the SMTP header, which is the sender information that is a part of an SMTP email in the header of the SMTP. So you can copy this message here. And you can use a great tool from the messaging area called the Message Header Analyzer, the MHA. Yeah, and you can open that message using the MHA, paste your header in there and click on Analyze Headers, and you have the full flavor of information available. And you can not only investigate the spam, anti-spam, anti-phishing, but also the routing information here. So this gives you quite some possibilities, of course. That's a great area of and that's all included in the one tool. Yeah. But you can take even more. You can take action here. You see on the upper part, and some of the tools are sometimes hidden. Yeah, that's a little bit tricky in the Defender portal sometime. But here, let's take an action. So you can take action based on this email. So what kind of action do you normally take? Well, you can take a move or delete. Yeah. So you can move that mail from quarantine back to the inbox, for example. At the same time, you can submit to Microsoft for review. So you can say, okay, I confirmed it's clean, yeah, or it appears to be suspicious. So that's an admin submission. So an admin submission is the highest form of submission you can do to Microsoft Defender to make sure some mails are clean or not clean. Yeah. And that, of course, will be integrated in your scanning environment, and that makes, of course, your system much more sophisticated over time. You can initiate an automated investigation. What's that? So the system can look at the mail again and can make sure that the mail, for example, is clean. Yes. So this is a task that the system takes, and we can start that. But it takes a while. Yeah, and you can propose remediation. But let's start an automatic investigation. Yeah, investigation. Let's start. Okay. So now I submitted an automatic investigation. And the automatic investigation provides you with even more details why this email has been, for example, considered as spam or anti-phishing or considered as threat. Yeah. So that's the Threat Explorer. Yeah. Within the Threat Explorer, the investigations are just above the Explorer. So email collaboration, Explorer. Yeah. And I created a couple of investigations yesterday because these kind of investigations normally run up to 30 minutes. You see 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 35 minutes. So I created one so you see the output of an investigation that you send to the Defender portal. Yeah. So here, for example, let's have a look on what investigation shows you in detail. So you see, so here you see an investigation I started yesterday, and you see the evidence. We found 4 entities in the body. Yeah. And on the other area, the entities analyzed, yeah, email, IP address, or 4 email clusters, they were considered clean. Yeah. So if you go to alerts, well, let's go to evidence, and the evidence show you, okay, what evidence has been found. And you see, for example, here, body fingerprint versus, so these are the entries that show you in what areas have the threats were identified. Yeah. And you have a detailed logs of all the scans that have been done with that email. Yeah. So in order, so normally I do investigations if I'm not sure why this email has been defined as spam or phishing or something, to get more information on why is the system considering this email as phishing. Yeah, you see, this is very rich and very powerful, and it really depends how deep you want to deep with the threat explorer, with the message trace, and with the investigations, of course. So let's switch back to my session. Yeah. So you saw. So next is advanced hunting. Advanced hunting is quite an interesting thing. Yeah. So I showed you a threat explorer. Threat explorer is really like the combination of tools that where you click in order to get something. Yeah. When you want to go into in-depth analysis, you are stuck with the GUI, of course, and that basically is advanced hunting for. Advanced hunting provides you with a rich KQL language, a custom query language, and you can create your own scripts and own queries against the system. Yeah. So advanced hunting is a query-based hunting tool. Yeah, and it explores up to 30 days of raw data. Yeah. So after 30 days, you can go back as far as 30 days with Microsoft 365. Yeah. So you see, there's 2 areas, guided mode and advanced mode, that I will show you in a minute. The downside of course, hunting is you only get it in the highest license. So you require an MDO2 or an E5 license for that tool. But let's spend a couple of minutes on advanced hunting. So let me show you. Hunting is on the very top, and you can click on advanced hunting. Advanced hunting, as I said, is a query-based tool. Yeah, and it provides you. It looks like PowerShell, to be honest. Yeah, and here you can create your queries. I created a couple of queries, so we don't need to spend that much time. And I wanted to show you the power of it. Yeah, for example, here I summarize the count. So I just take all the center IPs, all the IPs that have been sending in my environment, and I calculate the top 10, and I create a column chart. Yeah, and here you see the output. Yeah, you see this IP address has been sending 7 email addresses. So this is really the raw data in my Microsoft 365 environment that I am accessing here. Yeah. So the interesting thing on top that I wanted to mention is you define the information last 30 days, for example, here on the top, and that's sometimes that I forget. Yeah, that it's defined here what data you're gonna get. Yeah, and of course the custom range, as I said, 30 days. Yeah, well here it's been increased in my environment. Oh, it's more than that. Yeah. So I can go back further. So that's one example. So this is a query in the query editor, but you also can use the query builder, for example. So the query builder allows you to click together your queries Yeah, and you see you have certain areas here. Yeah, but for example, we can have use yes, for example, recipient email address type. Yeah, type. So so let's put my email address in here, so we can apply. Yeah. So we can create custom queries by just clicking in the required stuff that we want. Yeah, and you see it's really easy to create something like that. And once you've found the environment, found the information or the query, there's of course a great link also to the Thread Explorer. This means basically if I open an email, you see it's similar to the Thread Explorer, and then I can take down the same approach like in the Thread Explorer and open the email entirely, yeah, and investigate it. So switch back. Okay, so advanced hunting allows you to create certain custom queries. The interesting thing is really, and the power is really in the detail. So for example, I wanted to show you that that you can create, for example, queries against for certain attributes within the system, like bulk mail. Yeah, I want to see any email that is where bulk mail level is more than 1. And then I want to summarize it exactly like this. Yeah, and if I run those kind of queries, I can, for example, easily create my own reports on usage in my system. So here you see this email sender, the sending address is my top sending address for bulk mail, for example. It's Groupon. Yeah. We can also dig deeper into the area of DMARC. Yeah. For example, DMARC fails are fails that are running against your system. Like, of course, DMARC is the DNS setting of the sender domain, and if it fails, it should shows you that basically the DMARC is not configured correctly in the sending area. Yeah. So here I have an example query. Well, that just looks for DMARC fails. Yeah, in the email body. So if you run it, basically you get any kind of DMARC fails, mails that have been DMARC fails. Yeah, and I can, for example, look into that and find out why the DMARC fail happened. So this is really like if you want to, for example, if you want to detect certain kind of spam that has been very sophisticated, you can create those kind of queries. And the great thing is what you can do is you create what is called a detection rule out of that. So the detection rule runs like every couple of hours or every couple of days, and it will detect certain patterns in your system and react on that. Because what you can also do is you can, of course, define an action on a detection rule. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you see, you can really create a sophisticated search and or result and report out of your system information. Yeah. And the interesting thing here is also the environment. So you have the schema, you have the function areas, and you have queries where you basically can save your own queries, yeah, or my queries. Yeah, for example, here I search for Amazon SES, which is which are some people spoof mails, yeah, and I can run it against the system and see if Amazon SES mails have been sent to my environment. You see, there was one mail sent from Amazon SES with a different domain to my environment. Yeah. So if you haven't used advanced hunting and you have the E5 license available, I highly recommend that you give it a try. Yeah. Okay. So you see the advanced hunting, you see the custom detection rules, and I only have one custom detection rule in my system. Yeah. And of course, what you can use here is, in order to manage it, you can open it, and you will see the triggered actions, yeah, on the detection rule. So the detection rule is a query using advanced hunting and an action you define to it. Yeah. Okay. So that brings me to the end of my session. Yeah, we got like a couple of 3 minutes left for questions. So let me have a look. And here you have my QR code, of course. But let's take a look at the questions first. Are there any questions that you have? Siggy is on mute, yeah. Is there default retention, or what's the default retention we can do? Some automation on top of the key hunting findings. Yeah, the default. So the question is default retention is 30 days. That's true, yeah. So can you address the question again? So do you want to change the default retention to more than 30 days or different than 30 days, or what types of reason can I generate, and can it be automated, so triggers again? So set triggers and get notification on the same. Yeah. Well, the type of reports. Well, advanced hunting gives you some sort of logic to create reports, as you saw. Yeah. It's raw data, so you can export it and then, of course, do reports in some form of Excel or whatever you want to use for that. But it gives you the raw data. Yeah. And get notification on the same. Yeah, when you do a detection rule, you can trigger actions and set notifications, of course. Yeah, so you download it or whatever you want with that report. Coming back to this, so default retention or 30 days question.
Yeah, hi, this is Vipul. I just put that question. So I was looking for the default retention period. As you said, it is 30 days. That's good. Now, can we do some automation like some SOAR capabilities? Does it offer some SOAR capabilities like security orchestration, automated response? If you find something from the hunting queries which we wrote, to take some automation on top of it.
As I said, the custom detection rules allow you to do actions. Yeah, so triggered actions.
Okay.
So basically, you can define the triggered actions in the detection rules. Yeah, of course, it's I think the detection rules have been developed like a year ago or so. So you might find limitations to it. If it's so, let me know, and I can address this with the product group if you want different actions. Yeah, but yes, you can do that using detection rules. Yeah, and for example, you can create a detection rule. So creating a detection rule is basically directly from the advanced hunt. You create a detection rule. Well, it depends on the query, of course. Let's see, like this query should work. Timestamp. You see, detection rules must have a certain form. Yeah, and let me show. In order to create them, it's a little bit. Yeah, let me dig on that. I can provide you with more information if you want. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?